Well, this is a video I've wanted to do for some time because even I forgot about the potential of this blaster, and it really frustrates me that I never see anybody do anything with it. Because to my knowledge, this is the smallest full auto flywheel Nerf blaster there is. I mean, the only thing that even comes close to it is the Nerf Terra Drones blaster, the turret thing on the top of it, because, well, this is made by the same people. This is the Combat Creatures Doomraiser dart turret. There's actually two variants, or even three, I believe. There's one that shoots darts, one that shoots discs that look like they're kind of like vortex discs, and then there's also a ball shooting one that I don't think anybody really cared about, but this is the one that we're obviously interested in because this one shoots darts. And the capacity on this revolving turret is a staggering 12 darts. And again, the entire package is just tiny. It's absolutely minuscule. And it's either from a lack of awareness or just pure laziness that I've never, I mean, I'm sure now that I say this, people are going to come out and be smart and be like, oh yeah, no, I've seen tons of mods on that. You just don't pay enough attention, Walcom, and that's totally fine. But the only person I've ever seen do anything with this blaster is JodoCast, and he was making a gauntlet blaster out of it. And there's so much more potential, and without knowing anything, I actually took mine apart to try to see if I could get it to work without any of this extra stuff, because on the turret itself, I mean, there's laser diodes and this crazy thing right here and where it plugs into the blaster, and you don't need any of that. In fact, I'm pretty sure the Terra Drone doesn't have any of that stuff because these were meant to like shoot lasers at one another and shoot darts and break off pieces, but whatever. This is a bone stock one that I got as an extra because the original one of these I found was at a Goodwill in Boise, and then I went to Target and I found the same thing, and then when they went on clearance, I bought two of them and I left them with my roommate. And when I modified this one, I asked my roommate if I could have the turret off another one, and he said yes. And I thank him quite dearly for that, because these things are awesome. Now, this one has been modified. I have removed the bottom and stuff off of this, so it just has two wires that I can connect to a battery and have it do its thing, which is really going to be hard to do at this angle, but we'll, not that you're going to be able to see it really get any kind of crazy velocity on camera, but woo, holy crap, woo. I mean, I know you can't see that, but these things, when I clock them off the chronograph, we're hitting like 90 FPS, and that's with a 3S LiPo off the stock flywheels. And I was really curious, does this thing have any kind of upgrade potential? Now, you used to be able to buy these turrets by themselves off Amazon. You can't anymore, which is a shame. I am actually really upset about that because just before I was going to do this video, I remembered that you could do that back in the day, and within like 6 months they've disappeared. So yeah, I do know you can still buy, as of this recording, the vortex shooting kind of thing, but I don't know if it's vortex, and honestly I don't really care all that much. But if I take this apart, its secrets will be revealed, and it's a really, really interesting thing. I'm just going to remove this tiny screw right here. And this is full auto. Obviously the fire rate is not the greatest, but it's tiny. We have to make concessions somewhere. And I'm going to remove this to reveal this entire geared system. Now, remember there was like a laser beam and stuff right there, but it's all geared. It's got 5 gears which control the pusher. This little tab is what indexes the turret. It is a very well-designed piece of engineering, and the reason why these gears are there is because on the bottom of one of the flywheels, there's a gear that meshes with that. So the left flywheel actually powers the whole full auto system as well. That's plain craziness. And would you believe me if I said it gets a little bit better? Because this is something that I did not know about until I took this apart and opened up quite a realm of possibilities. And I'm pretty excited to share them because I'm looking for suggestions down in that comment section below. I have 2 of these, and I do plan on doing shoulder-mounted Vulcans with them. Kind of, well, obviously Gundam. I want to put them in my pauldrons And, well, I'm most likely going to do that. And I will explain the downfalls of trying to use this for that in a moment, but if you look at these motors, these are 130 sized motors. Exactly. I can't remember how I got these. I got these out at one point. How did I do that? Did I pop the flywheels off? I don't really want to mess with it on camera at this awkward angle, but take my word for it. They are, in fact, ooh, that one's looking a bit crusty. They are 130 sized motors. Exactly. Which is great, because that means you could just replace them. Now, you couldn't replace the flywheels, which is a little bit of a bummer, because the flywheels are not very good, although there is some dart burn forming on them, and the velocity is good enough for me, so I'm not too worried about that. But we gotta say, I wonder if changing out these flywheels are gonna cause any problems in the future. That is a concern of mine. Now, if I replace these motors, will it shear gears? I don't know, and that's, I don't know. I've got honey badgers and I've got rhinos, and I'm not sure which one I want to use. Do I want more speed or more torque? What's gonna do less wear on those gears? A great question. Now, the problem with these is that while it looks pretty structurally sound, the turrets kind of like to pop off easily. That's a little bit of a problem for doing anything like under-mounted or side-mounted or anything, but sitting on top of stuff, and as long as nothing hits it, they're pretty darn good. And like I said, the velocity, even with these stock super cheap motors, very good just with cutting wires and plugging the ends into a 3S LiPo. So I am very interested if anybody else has a better idea for these things down in the comment section below, because I plan on, like I said, shoulder Vulcans for the whole Gundam project, but, well, if there's a better idea, I'd be open to hear them. Let me know what you think about the Doomraiser turret thing, and down in the comment section below, do you have one of these? Do you plan on modding it now? Do you know anybody who has modded them? Do you want to sell me a turret? Because I'm sure I'll be all open for that. I know Captain Xavier has this whole shoulder-mounted thing, and I don't really want to steal his thing. I was thinking small shoulder Vulcans that it can be used for my whole Gundam thing, just wired up to one little trigger, have an extra LiPo on the belt, and be really easy to control and have some secondary firing. That's the idea anyway. I'm Walcom S7's Hands. Thank you very much for watching this video, and of course I hope to see you in an entirely different one.